For even the Son of Man came not to destroy men's lives, but to save them. Luke 9 verse 56. But what happens when those who are meant to lead stumble into sin? King David, a warrior and a poet, is remembered for his triumphs and his faith. Yet, even he faced moments of profound weakness and the consequences that followed. This is the story of one such moment in David's life. A tale of temptation, deception, and the devastating impact of unchecked desire. David's days as king were filled with responsibilities, both political and spiritual. As evening descended, he would often retreat to his rooftop, seeking respite from the demands of his court. The cold night air offered a welcome contrast to the stifling heat of Jerusalem during the day. He enjoyed surveying the bustling city below, watching its inhabitants go about their lives, finding a sense of peace in observing the tapestry of human activity. It was during one such nightly vigil that David saw Bathsheba. She was bathing on her roof, unaware of his gaze. Her beauty captivated him, and he found himself drawn to her like a moth to a flame. He learned her name from those who served around him and spent the coming days consumed by thoughts of her. His heart, normally so focused on his duties as king, was now troubled by these new desires. He struggled with his feelings, but they grew stronger with each passing hour. His nights on the rooftop became a painful reminder of Bathsheba's existence and the desire she ignited within him. He knew what he saw was wrong, a transgression against God's laws, yet he found himself unable to resist the allure of her beauty and charm. Bathsheba was a woman of uncommon beauty. Her grace and elegance drew admiring glances wherever she went. It was this beauty that first caught David's attention as he gazed down upon her from his rooftop. She possessed a radiant quality, a captivating charm that transcended mere physical appearance. She moved with a natural poise, every gesture hinting at the strength and gentleness of her character. Even in her simple actions, such as bathing on her roof, she exuded an aura of purity and innocence. There was a certain vulnerability about her, a naivete that made her seem all the more alluring to David, who felt himself drawn into her orbit like a moth to a flame. David's heart was consumed by a fire he had never known before. Bathsheba's beauty sparked an intense longing within him, a desire that quickly grew into an overwhelming obsession. He couldn't seem to escape her image, his thoughts constantly returning to her radiant face and graceful movements. This burning passion felt both intoxicating and terrifying to David. He knew it was wrong, a deviation from the righteous path he had strived to follow as king and a man of God. Yet, he found himself unable to resist its pull. The more he sought to suppress these feelings, the stronger they became, ensnaring him in a web of deceit and longing. David's desire for Bathsheba grew into a consuming obsession, clouding his judgment and pushing him towards a path of darkness. He orchestrated a wicked plan, a carefully woven web of deceit designed to lure her into his arms. Knowing that she was married to Uriah, he sent word for her to come to him, exploiting his position as king to twist events in his favor. He convinced himself that his actions were justified, that Bathsheba's beauty and allure were irresistible forces beyond his control. He dismissed any pangs of guilt or remorse, justifying his infidelity as a momentary lapse in judgment that wouldn't have lasting consequences. A heavy shadow fell over David's life as Bathsheba's pregnancy became undeniable. His carefully constructed facade crumbled under the weight of his sin. He desperately tried to cover up his transgression, devising a plan to conceal the truth and protect his reputation. But even in this attempt at deception, he found himself trapped in a web of his own making, unable to escape the consequences of his actions. The truth eventually came to light, bringing with it devastation and ruin. David's once respected name was now synonymous with shame and betrayal, a constant reminder of his fall from grace. A skilled counselor and prophet, Nathan knew David needed a unique approach to confront his sin. Instead of directly accusing him, Nathan wove a tale about a wealthy man who stole a poor man's only lamb. David, enraged by this injustice in the story, declared that the wealthy man deserved punishment for his greed. Nathan then revealed the truth. "You are the man." David's carefully crafted facade crumbled as he realized the weight of his own actions. His deception, driven by selfish desire, had led him to commit a grave sin against God and man. David's facade shattered. Guilt and shame washed over him like a tidal wave. The weight of his sin, once hidden beneath layers of deception, now crushed him under its enormity. His heart was torn with anguish, a deep remorse gnawing at his soul. He confessed to Nathan, pouring out the truth about his actions, admitting his transgression before God and man. His words were laced with sorrow, each syllable echoing the torment within. David's spirit cried out for forgiveness, seeking solace in the hope of redemption. The consequences of David's actions were swift and severe. His sin brought about a cascade of sorrow, marked by loss and hardship. He faced the weight of God's judgment, a heavy burden that tested his faith and resilience. A deep sense of regret permeated every aspect of his life, a constant reminder of the price he had paid for his transgression. Though forgiven, David carried the scars of his past, a testament to the enduring impact of his choices. He learned firsthand that even the most beloved individuals are not immune from the consequences of their actions. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of seeking God's guidance and remaining steadfast in righteousness. Uriah, a loyal soldier among David's ranks, met a tragic end. Sent to the front lines during a time of conflict, he was caught in the midst of battle and ultimately perished. The circumstances surrounding his death cast a long shadow over David, highlighting the consequences of his actions. The weight of Uriah's demise served as a stark reminder of the pain and suffering that can result from betrayal and deceit. News of a new birth spread through Jerusalem. Bathsheba had given birth to a son, bringing joy and hope to their household. This child, Solomon, was destined for greatness, carrying with him the hopes and dreams of his lineage. The arrival of this heir marked a turning point in David's reign, promising stability and prosperity for the kingdom.